Caleb's second career start, finally get that first victory. How does it feel to have that win under the belt now?
It feels great. I mean, after that first game, obviously didn't get the result we wanted, but I think that first win and having, some success during the game helps my confidence, helps me go into this next week, more confident, and, just helps us as an offense as a whole, I think. We were able to make some plays downfield. I know Damien had a couple good catches in the end zone. We really didn't get a chance to throw the ball a lot. I missed a couple throws deep. I know one to DeAndre, and then I think one to Damien as well. But I think that'll be a big key going into next week is connecting on some long balls. So it was good overall.
What really worked for you guys in the run game? Over 300 yards on the ground. Jabir and BJ with 70-plus yards, you with 50. What was working for you guys out there?
I know that going into the game, that was kind of the mindset was to set the standard with the run game up front. We were bigger than they were, so I think we were going to try to kind of outmuscle them, and we did really well with that. And I think that kind of opened up some lanes to throw the ball. But I thought we did really well running the ball. I think we can go into this week and make some plays like that, a couple long runs. We should be in good shape.
How does running the ball effectively, how does that make it easier for you in the pocket when it does come time for a throw?
Well, I think when you're running the ball, they have to respect that. When you're getting movement up front, they got to bring in extra guys in the box, pack the box 7 or 8 deep, and then you got man-to-man options outside. So it benefits it greatly, honestly, because, if you can win outside when you got the box packed like that, it makes things a lot easier. So.
Your first career start on the road is going to be at one of the more historic stadiums in all of college football, Memorial Stadium up in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of what's the excitement level kind of right now playing that big opponent in your first start on the road?
It's pretty cool. You grow up playing all these NCAA games, and you're playing on the road and seeing all those big stadiums. But when it comes down to it, it's just football. It's 11 versus 11, so. It'll be a great venue to play at, something that I'll remember for sure, but it just comes down to us playing the game that we play and just sticking to our rules and playing well.
Coming off an impressive win this past week, what confidence does that give this offense now that you guys can play like this week in and week out?
Yeah, I think one of our biggest things this week will be getting started early, not really kind of stalling the first couple drives. I'd like to come out, have a couple good first downs and have a productive drive. But I think that's just the biggest thing, getting started early. And as far as confidence-wise, we're talented everywhere really on offense. So going into this week, it's really just about preparing. We got to have a good Tuesday and Wednesday practice, obviously versus a great opponent in Nebraska. I think if we have a good Tuesday, Wednesday, we should have a good amount of confidence going into Saturday.
What do you feel like is the toughest challenge with playing such a big school?
I would say probably the nerves. Once you get out there and you kind of get things going, those kind of go away. But either the nerves or probably hearing, honestly, because there's a lot of communication that has to happen up front and me to the linemen. So communication will be key. You have to be loud. But I think we should settle in just fine.
Kevin, just talk about the defensive performance this past week and, leaving the field finally with that first victory on the year.
Yeah, that was exciting, really. Like, we paid a great attention to detail and stuff like that, and the coaches, they had a great game plan, so we executed on Saturday, and we came out with the result we wanted.
Coach still mentioned you guys have to get a little more disciplined, giving up a bunch of big yards, a lot of yards during the game. Well, what's going to be the mindset this week at practice to kind of potentially cut back on some of those big plays?
Okay, yeah, so, we don't really tolerate that, really. So, defensive-wise, we got to, really, eliminate that for this big Nebraska game. Yeah.
You're going up against potentially a quarterback, if he plays or not, that kind of has the same style that Caleb has out there. He can throw the ball, he can take off running. Going up against Caleb every single day at practice, has that kind of prepared y'all for this matchup?
Yeah, Caleb is a great player, pretty fast, so, we got to, stay on our toes, really, for him, yeah.
the win last year at LSU, does that kind of maybe change Nebraska's perspective on what this program is?
Yeah, Nebraska's a great program, and so are we. And the LSU win should give us sitting around college football and everything, but we can't take them for granted either.
You've played at Death Valley. Now you're heading up to Nebraska. What's it like playing in these big historical venues for college football?
Yeah, that's a great atmosphere over there. I already know down there in Lincoln, and it should bring the best out of us, really.
Now I know the goal is the Sun Belt Championship and everything for this program, but
yeah,
this is the last matchup before Sun Belt play starts. What's the expectations and the mindset for this team heading into this game?
We really approach every week 1-0, so we'll approach this week right now, and then coming to the Sun Belt Conference play, we'll approach that 1-0 too.
Zach, first off, how does it feel sitting here on a Monday coming off the first win of the season?
It feels really good. We put in a good week of work, bounced back from a tough week the week before where we gave up a lot of pressures. We gave up a lot of hits on Caleb, and Caleb being as tough as he is, he kept fighting. And I feel like as offensive line, we let him down there. So we had to step up this next week, the second week, and do a better job of that. And I feel like we did.
Coach mentioned talking about the size difference that's really going to be in this game. That their offensive, defensive line are going to outweigh and outmatch or and outsize you guys. Kind of what's the preparation and the mindset going into there where you're overmatched size-wise against a couple of these guys?
Yeah, well, they put their pants on just like we do, one leg at a time. And, we're big just like they are, but it's going to come down to technique, fundamentals. And, they're a good team. We're a good offensive line. It's just going to be about who wants it more. And it's going to be a good battle up front, I feel like.
First road game this year, just kind of what are the differences in traveling, playing in a big venue such as up in Nebraska compared to playing here at home at the Vet?
It's pretty exciting. You grow up, you see Nebraska play on TV a lot. You see them play big games, and you see small teams like Troy, and they upset those teams like that. So it's going to be exciting playing in a great atmosphere like Nebraska and the tradition they have. So it's pretty exciting to me.
You mentioned the improvements that this team made from week 1 to week 2. What did you see specifically out of the run game and the pass game that you guys have improved on and can continue to improve on heading into this week?
Communication was key. We had to communicate the front. We had to, talk to one another. Look first, we had the eyes up. See for run-throughs. But it's a week by week thing. We can go 1-0 each week. Try not to do too much, but like I said, communication was big this week, and we focused on it, and we did a good job of it.
What do you think is going to be the toughest part of playing in Nebraska?
The young guys, a lot of these young guys haven't really been in a big atmosphere like that, so it can be overwhelming to some. But just get them to focus like, hey, they're a football team just like we are. We put pads on just like them, and just going out there not being afraid, just playing football. It's a man's sport, so we got to be a man about it.
Does the win against LSU kind of, maybe change their perspective on who Troy football is?
It should. We're a small team, but we play hard, and they can't take us for granted, just like we couldn't take FAMU for granted.